Hey guys, welcome to Life Theory.
Today, we're going to ask the question, should stories have morals?
Roll intro! So this is actually not my idea, necessarily. It was my idea, but I got the initial thought from a YouTube video I was watching, kind of asking the same question. He was talking about a bad moral they're teaching where everyone's supposed to be special and think that them being special is like the end all and be all of being a human, which you see that a lot in Disney movies.
Yeah.
But his ending was, does there even need to be a moral? And what are the morals we're teaching? So that kind of got my brain thinking. And I was like, I really want to dive into this. And so, of course, you were on board with it.
Yeah, I was like, sure, let's do it.
Sure, let's do it.
I don't know, whatever.
But before we do, what are we drinking?
So I experimented again.
Ooh.
For my last experiment, go back to the consequences video. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was interesting.
The Walmart latte.
Yes, the Walmart latte. This one, I've decided, currently is going to be called the Seafoam latte.
Oh.
It's just blue raspberry. It's just a blue raspberry latte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I highly doubt you can tell, but it's like, it's green. It's weird. But,
Oh, now I see it.
It
That is green.
doesn't taste too bad.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
It's like if a latte was made for a kindergartner, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that made sense to any of you, but my fellow intuitive people probably know what I meant.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's, at the same time, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's unique. Like, this needs some, like, Ready Whip, like, on the top of it.
Oh, should I break character and go get some cold foam?
If you want to.
I'll be right back.
He'll be back. We're not gonna cut it. We're gonna wait for him. We will all wait together. Hi, guys.
You're not gonna cut it.
No. I just finished telling them we're not gonna cut this.
Cold foam creamer. We're gonna. And on mine. And that.
You spilled.
Oh no! We believe in sanitation here. Now it's perfect.
There we go.
Now with that little ad break for Coffee Mate out of the way, please pay us money. Let's get into the topic.
Yeah.
So, morals, I mean, we have them all around us. We hear them talked about, especially like back in the day. They would like explicitly like say the moral, which is kind of a lost art now. But before we can talk about whether they're good, bad, should we have them, should we not, what are morals?
Yeah, we need to know what we're talking about. So, get ready. Hold on to something, because here we go. Moral. The doctrine inculcated by a fiction, the accommodation of a fable to form the morals.
Wow.
For those of you that
had a brain aneurysm
that match our IQ,
Yeah.
here's the simplified version. Whatever is taught, so that's the doctrine, enforced by repetition in a story that's inculcated by a fiction. That's what a moral is. Whatever's taught and it's enforced by repetition in a story.
So, here's a story. They want to teach you something. They use the story to teach the thing. Boom, you got a moral.
Wow.
Woohoo!
The moral is the thing that was taught. In
Correct.
You didn't get that?
So, why are should stories have morals? Well, morals are important in fiction, because if there's nothing good, then why are we consuming it?
Yeah.
Now, what does the Bible have to say about that?
So, the Bible has... Oh, I forgot to write it in there. It's Romans 2:8.
I think it's Romans 2:8.
It's Romans something. It says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Yes.
God literally tells us, here's the things to think about. And if it doesn't fit in those categories,
you shouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
And you can't consume something and not think about it.
Yeah. That's the whole point. Like, why should there be a good moral in a story?
It's because God said we should have good morals. We should be thinking of good things. We shouldn't have empty, vain things just floating around in our head. But what goes further is, because the more I thought about it, going back to this YouTube video, right? He goes, his kind of his thesis, his ending statement, almost like his gotcha, because he was talking about how you should have better morals, and this moral isn't good, and you should change it up, and then his kind of YouTube videos or sometimes have a twist at the end, and his gotcha at the end was, well, they don't even have to have morals. Why does our media have to have morals? Why can't we just enjoy good cinema for good cinema's sake? And that didn't make sense to me.
It goes nowhere.
Exactly. First of all, what we said before, there should be a moral. There should be good. The second thing is, even if there's no designed moral, there's always a moral.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always something being taught or enforced by repeating it in a story.
Mm-hmm. For example, I thought of an example.
Go ahead.
What we call brain rot.
Yeah.
It's there's no moral. It's just a lot of noise being played. Well, there is actually a moral that is implied, and that is that nothing matters and everything is happy.
Yes. It's literally optimistic delusionalism. Everything should be made fun of. Nothing needs to be taken seriously. Nothing matters. Yeah. That's fatalism. That's delusion. It's teaching kids a moral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so something as
like unmoral.
Yeah.
Amoral. Something as amoral.
As brain rot is, well, what we call brain rot. It's not. There's not people out there going like, I'm going to make this and I'm going to call it brain rot.
Actually, there is now.
Oh, there is.
So
that's true.
I work with elementary schoolers, and yeah, they will actually say like, yeah, this guy put out Italian brain rot.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, sidetrack. Did you hear about the Italian guy years ago that created a song in complete gibberish?
Yes, to make it sound like an American song.
To make it sound like he was singing in English.
Oh, not to give any credence to the Gen Alpha, but Wouldn't that be the first Italian brain rot?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this guy literally... I don't recommend the song or the genre of music that it was in.
It was like old swing
Yeah, something
style.
like that. But he literally made a song where he didn't... none of the words that he sang were in any language.
Yeah, they weren't Italian. They weren't English. They were just gibberish.
Yeah, complete
but
gibberish.
It sounded like...
It kind of sounded like English.
And you want to know something about that song? Very popular.
Yes. Yep.
Very popular in its time. So yeah, brain rot and emptiness and teaching people that vanity is okay has existed for a long time. Another example I want to give, actually on the opposite direction of something that seems meaningless but actually has a good message, is one movie called Storks. Now, of course, I'm not going to recommend the whole thing. There's parts of it, there's crude humor, there's things I don't agree with or approve of. But the theme is very interesting. I'll give them a very quick plot, but I'll be quick about it. It's about storks. You know, they deliver babies. And now in the modern age, they deliver packages instead of babies. But then one orphan that they weren't able to deliver accidentally starts a baby factory up, makes a baby. The whole story is about them delivering that baby. It's a slapstick comedy with wacky humor, very just elementary school jokes that are just so on the nose, and some of them are less on the nose and kind of behind the shadows, and there's some very funny jokes, a lot of like physical humor, like wolves that turn into bridges and submarines and minivans.
Yes.
And it's great. On the surface, it doesn't seem to have a, the only stated moral is we need to deliver babies because that's our calling.
Yeah.
So if that's the only moral, that is. It's a pretty empty moral. It's like, sure, stay true to your calling, but what? But there's a bunch of implied morals.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was depictions of a guy being Junior and a girl being Tulip taking care of a baby. Because they're having to deliver this baby, and they slowly become more attached to it. Showing, a family coming together and growing together in love. There's a relationship between a little boy and his two parents that start out literally wanting nothing to do with him and only caring about their work, and end up dedicating all their time to him and actually getting to know him and care about him and the memories that they made. And then there's like a story about Tulip herself and the family she never had that she longs for, that at spoilers, you can skip like 30 seconds if you want, at the end she actually gets her family back. And it's a really cool movie that emphasizes the necessity of the nuclear family, the power of love and the mother's instincts and affection for children, and a family needing a mother and a father, with the allegory of like the baby having mom but wanting dad, like wanting both. Like, it's, when you think about it and you go through it of what it's teaching by its actions, there are so many very good morals, but none of them are stated.
They're all implied.
So, with that being said, should stories have morals? Well, too bad. They already do.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get a story without a moral. I don't know if it... Is it actually possible?
I don't think so. It might be, but that would probably just be, a documentary.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about like, well,
Even documentaries.
yeah, because
In
it's
fact,
usually
the entire idea of a documentary is to have a moral.
yeah, because it's usually this moral was learned in this person's life, or yeah,
Maybe a video log, an uncut video log of someone's life.
and
Completely uncut. No editing.
yeah,
Just a feed.
but no, there wouldn't be, because there's not necessarily anything that's learned. It's just
You can learn whatever you want, but
yeah, there's no specific moral to it. So that's pretty much the only way to not get a moral
is
in a story.
to have observation untouched by human hands.
Yeah.
Which is not what any piece of fiction is.
Yeah.
By definition.
Yeah.
By definition, it's created by people, for people. And if a movie or a book or a TV show or a YouTube video or an Instagram reel, if it is impactful, if it makes you laugh or makes you cry or makes you think or makes you mad, there's a reason.
Yes.
And that reason
Is the moral.
is the moral.
Mm-hmm.
So, we always have morals. And with that being said, that's where the second part comes in, which is we need to be careful about what we watch and read and listen to.
Yeah.
Like, even the dumb songs.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of do the same thing as brain rot of, nothing matters, even if there's nothing in them. Or they'll sneak in a moral behind the curtains.
Yeah, especially knowing that everything does have a moral. We have to be careful to watch out for that moral. I am somebody who is very bad at watching out for morals. Very bad at it. Me, I like the story, read the storyline, watch the storyline. What were they trying to teach in that? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
And so it's easy for me to forget about the morals of something and then be like, oh, check this out. And then somebody else reads or watches or whatever, and they're just like, that's got a pretty messed up moral to it. I'm like, I never thought of that.
So, for those that are less like me and more like Andrew, that's something you can work on and think about. Is like, and you don't have to go super deep. Like, I probably spent like 5 to 7 hours of my own time thinking about the meaning of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Which goes super deep, 5 to 7 hours. Yeah.
Which is like about the time, which is longer than the movie itself.
Yeah, by multiple hours.
Yeah. Well, I should say 5 to 7 hours sporadically. Probably the amount of thought probably wasn't that much, but it was more like 2.
Still. That's...
You don't have to be me. You don't have to psychoanalyze things. But it's good to think about, what am I consuming?
Mm-hmm.
Is because in God's view, there is no neutral.
Yes.
Even vanity, he says it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're like, well, it's neither, then you shouldn't be watching it.
So, do we want to define vanity?
You know what? We should.
Vanity is the want of substance to satisfy desire.
Yeah.
So it's like I desire this, and I want stuff to fill this desire. That means I don't have that, but I want it. That's what vanity is. It's like that emptiness and that want for something, but it's still emptiness. That's vanity.
Yeah. It's like, I've had this happen a couple times when I'm watching a movie, or TV show, or video, and we watch a movie. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. In fact, this just happened to me. I was watching a movie with my sister. It was a fun movie. And then we got to the end, and I was like, it didn't really do much for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have much to go off of after that.
Yeah.
It's just like, yep, that happened. But it was vain. And I was like, yeah, I probably won't watch that again. It did nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, not having a moral, which, by the way, is practically impossible, or having a moral that is meant to be ambiguous, like brain rot, the moral is that there are no morals. That, in and of itself, God says, is vanity and shouldn't, we shouldn't entertain that. Because then it's just emptiness.
So one thing that we are supposed to be in our consumption of media or stories of any sort is very intentional. And there's a very good verse in Psalms 101, verse number 3, says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, if it's wicked, if it has a bad moral, regardless of how cool the filmmaking is, or how good the camera work is, like, there's some movies that regrettably I have watched, and then others still that I haven't watched but looked up, where it's a really good movie, as in it's really well shot and really well directed and really well acted, and I'm like, and everyone's talking about how good of a movie it is, and then either I watch it without watching the reviews, or I look up a review and I realize, the moral of this, even ones without like explicit bad things in it, I'm like, what is this teaching?
And so many things today. It's interesting where our society has gone, even the Christian circles, because so many times like, oh, it's a great movie, and then you start watching and you're like, since when?
Yeah.
When did this become a great movie in our moral standard?
Yeah. Like, the bar is getting lower and lower. Like, us as Christians, because this is hard, because the reality of the situation is, especially when you're a teen, right, you want to be part of the group. And people watching, they might, you might be homeschooled, or you might go to private school, or even go to public school. And no matter where you go, there's always influence in any direction.
Yeah.
And so there can be movies where you want to watch it because everyone else is saying you should watch it. And it's something, as a Christian, it's actually an area of sacrifice, to sacrifice your will and your desires to avoid those things that are wicked or vain. And so it could be a movie that everyone likes, even your Christian friends. But if it has a bad moral, or it teaches bad things through its story, you shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah. So the answer to our question, should stories have morals, is too bad.
And they do.
Yes. Yes, they should. We should make them good. And whether you think they should or not, they do. It happens.
Yep. They have morals, so be careful.
Yes.
Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, as the Bible puts it.
Yep.
But yeah, that was just kind of my rant. My rant I wanted to go on.
The moral of the stories. Yes.
Yeah. I would plug the YouTuber, but I honestly don't recommend him. So.
Oh, well. Short video for today.
Yeah. But it was a fun one.
Yeah. It was good.
Kind of in and out. Little ranty. Little fun. Little bit of cold foam.
Yes. We do have a couple episodes coming up. Maybe not right away, but in our future, we have a couple viewer comments that made it into our list.
Those of you who commented, we have not forgotten about you.
Yes.
We're excited to dive into some topics that are not our own. And also, we might do a couple of retrospectives from our old podcast. We haven't decided which ones yet. I just wanted to give them a little glance behind the curtains. But we might revisit a couple of topics from the Odd Unicorn podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that.
And we'll have guests at some point.
We will.
We're bad about that, but we want to have guests.
Yes. Life is chaotic.
Life is chaotic. Our recording times are chaotic. But it's 10 to 10, and I still have to edit this video tonight so it can go out tomorrow.
Pray for him.
Yeah, probably fine.
But I'm excited.
Yes.
We are not done yet. Season 2 has just begun. More drinks, more topics, more people, more fun. And that's about it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Actually, it's morning because this comes out at 9 in the morning. Bye, guys.